Amazon FBA products to avoid in 2019. Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode. If you're new to this channel, my name is Saad Basim, and if you want to learn more about Amazon FBA business and how to make money online, please subscribe to the channel and join our Facebook group. In today's topic, as you see guys, we're going to talk about what kind of product that you need to avoid, why you should avoid them. I'm going to give you a list of real examples of a product that you need to avoid if you come across them through your product research. And also I'm going to give you a resource where you can go on Amazon and be able to find all the restrictions that might happen for your category or for the product that you are going to launch. In today's video, and I think it's very important for me to cover that because throughout all my mentoring and coaching that I have done with multiple clients and many clients, I found out they do the same mistake. So I decided to make this video to help you guys to avoid those mistakes, especially as a beginner. As if it's your first product, you need to avoid them until you get experience, until you learn the whole platform, until you learn more about Amazon, and then you'll be able to play or start getting into those very hard niches or products because they might be profitable. So let's go ahead, without any further ado, let's go ahead into my slides and let's explain those 16 type of products that I think you shouldn't get into. All right, guys. So we will start. So make sure you just keep calm and you have been warned. Because I don't want to, anybody who watches this video, I want to make sure that you don't make these mistakes because it's very in-depth and details, and that's, I believe, the only video you need to watch if you really wanted to know about all the products that you need to avoid, because it's going to be a little bit long, but it's going to be very comprehensive and it's going to be very helpful to you guys. So let's talk about the first number one product or type of product that you cannot, or I don't recommend you selling in the beginning, which is breakable items or breakable products. Usually they are fragile, and if they're fragile product, you might encounter a lot of things that might break, especially through your transportation, because it has a long way to travel from China to the US, and there's multiple checkpoints or multiple hands that are touching your product. So if you have a breakable item or fragile item, has a bigger chance of breaking, which is not something that you would really want to deal with when a customer receives a product that's broken, which is really important. And I'm going to give you the examples later on about the products, what breakable products as well. It's not only glass. I know the first thing comes to our head is a glass product. Breakable also could be a product that has a lot of moving parts. So if a product has multiple components or small product, it could be very delicate and could break. And this is also fragile, so it require a special care, requires special packaging, requires special handling, stickers, tests to make sure that those products that don't break. So in the beginning, I think is not something that you need to get into, but in the future, it could be a huge opportunity for you to get into once you get the experience and you be more comfortable. So example of this kind of products, guys, is glass products, which is everyone knows, dinnerware, collectible items, which is really delicate. You want to make sure if anybody who's a collector want to get a product that really intact, nothing's damaged, not even a scratch on the packaging. You have bottles, cups, glass candle holders, wine glasses, and basically I have some pictures here for you guys. It could be very art, fine paintings, all the stuff. You need to make sure they're really well packaged. So I believe you should avoid them for now. So let's go ahead to number two, which is technology. Anything in technology, which is most likely is going to be electronics. Often these kind of products have a lot of moving parts. Any electronic is going to have multiple components and this is going to cause you to have more chances of getting this product damaged, and more importantly, have higher chance of malfunctioning, which is you don't want. Often these products have lithium batteries, and lithium batteries with Amazon has a lot of restrictions, has a lot of requirements, has a lot of hazmat requests to make sure that you be able to sell this product. So it's gonna take longer for you to get your listing active, and has a higher chance of getting returns or negative reviews on your listing. So you don't want that. And electronics is one of the most competitive categories on Amazon, and has almost 20% of return rate, which is really big. Usually is around 2 or 3%, but 20% is a lot. And also in technology, you always need to keep up with the newest model, or the newest product comes up. If you see here, for example, let's take Apple. If you get iPhone, I don't know what iPhone we are now. iPhone 7 already been released, and already you'll see iPhone 8 is being announced. That's going to be released very soon. So you're always going to be playing the game of finding the newest product, and that's really it could really get you in a very it gives you a lot of headache. So I don't get electronics. I don't like doing them. I think it's just a big headache. So, and most likely in electronics, which is it could be also an opportunity, a lot of times the main reason of return is going to be people don't know how to use the product, and a lot of people are not patient to use the product. If you see, when was the last time that you get a product and you're like, oh my God, let me go ahead and read the instructions. You're not gonna do that. You're gonna tell you, like, oh man, I know how to do it, and you're gonna throw it. All of us, we do it. But then secretly, we're gonna go ahead, take the manual, try to read it, then we get frustrated, and then we let it go. So I believe it's really, it's a product they need to avoid. An example of that is gonna be tablets, cell phones, projectors, computers, cameras, spy cameras, anything that electronics, which is we're a big fan of. The third one, which is going to be anything that requires FDA approval. And this is usually a product that anything goes on the body or inside of the body. And these are really has a high liability and is very competitive. And also what requires FDA approval, any medical devices, because those things that people are gonna use to check their blood pressure. It could be something that for anti-aging, something for vitamins, anything in that niche, how to quit smoking. It's really requires a lot of the approvals, has a lot of restrictions, and might cause you a lot of issues or a lot of certificates that you require to be able to sell this product. And also this category itself in supplement or anything in that niche is very competitive and has a lot of nasty competition. A lot of sabotaging could happen. I'm not saying every product in there, but it has more of that black hats methods that they use, and it's very hard to compete with. So in the beginning, I really try to avoid it. And actually, I tried it myself with my last product that I just launched, was in supplements. It's true you'll make $30,000-$45,000 a month, and but it's constant battles. You need to have a lot of knowledge in PPC. You need to have a lot of knowledge how to set up your listing correctly, how to source the best product. And me, when I decided to do this product, I decided to source those products from within the United States. So like this, I avoid any FDA approval or any issues that I might have or encounter, instead of getting them from China, which is a lot of products or supplements that come from China. You buy them for $1, has a huge profit margins, and you'll be able to sell it from $1. You can sell it for $20-$30. So that's why it's very competitive. So example of that is going to be skin creams, supplement, catheters. Hopefully we never need catheters. Blood pressure devices, oils, eye or teeth treatment, pills, makeup, and everything within that nature. Number 4 is going to be trademarked or patented product. So there's a difference between a trademark and a patent, and that could be a video by itself. A trademark product is basically, it could be on, what it's going to be, it's basically trademark on a name, on a slogan, on a slogan. So basically, let's take McDonald's, for example. It can be the name itself, McDonald's. It could be the arches, which is the symbol, or the slogan, which is I'm loving it. So these all stuff that if it's trademark, you cannot use them, or you cannot sell a product that has that trademark on. And a patent is basically, it could be in two things, utility or design patent. And utility is the use of the product, and design patent on the design itself. So anything uses that, I will completely avoid them. Do not mess with them. So that could be Velcro, Kleenex, Nike. Disney products, which is a lot of suppliers going to tell you, yes, we sell for Disney. This is exactly the same product. No, if it's not licensed, if it's not Disney giving you this product, you don't buy them. Other thing like superhero names or what they call them, Marvel. I'm going to get a lot of heat on that. But basically, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Ant-Man, and as my daughter says, Rabbit Man. So anything like that, make sure you don't do them because you will be sued and you will get your listing suspended. You might get even your account suspended, and you don't want to go through all these hassles. And if you want to check for any product that might have a trademark or a patent, you have a very simple thing you can do is basically you go ahead and check the website uspto.gov for patents. And you'll be able to give you a little bit of results of what kind of products are patented. Some of them are pending product where you can hire. You might not be able to find them in the uspto.gov, but you can hire a lawyer to be able to do it. It becomes very expensive. Usually, if you think it's patented, most likely it is. And the other thing, which is easier way to do it, if you find a product that is not a general rule, but most of the time works, is if you look for a product through your product research and you find hundreds of listings are doing it, most likely it's not patented. But if you find one or two, most likely there's something fishy or there's something that's been patented about it. So let's go to number 5, clothing. I do not like getting into clothing. It's very, very, very tedious, very, very time consuming. So it involves many sizes and variation, which means a lot of listings. You can have 10, 20 sizes. You have medium, large, extra large, and if you're like me, double, triple extra large. So you don't want to get into that. There's a lot of things, a lot of variation, a lot of colors. Has more returns than any other category, hands down. Especially now with the new program that Amazon has, which is I think called Amazon Robe Drop or something like that. You send products to Amazon. The seller can buy multiple of them. You check whatever he likes and send back. So there's a huge returns. And in clothing, there's a huge brand loyalty. I don't think anybody is gonna go ahead and say, oh, I am buying today Sad's brand. Nobody's gonna do it. They're gonna find the best thing, or they want to be buy Nike, Reebok. They want to become a Gucci gang. Whatever it is they want to do, they're gonna be more loyal and focused to specific brand. So it's very hard for a newbie to come and compete in them. There's ways you can compete in them if you become very specific and sub niche. For example, I'm just gonna give one example. If you get, I'm not recommending it, but I'm saying if you think about it, is basically if you get into clothing that's only for big boys, like me, a product that's really for big men is very hard to find stuff. So you get them tailor made for specific niche or specific kind of people who needs that stuff. Yes, you might be able to have a chance of winning, but at all, I don't like it. Has a lot of size and variation, which means very high cost as a beginner. Number 6, toys that are fads. Anything that's trendy. Guys, you remember fidget spinners? Fidget spinner was huge. It was only a spike and then died off right away. And it's not a long-term business, and it's very hard to predict because if a trend comes up, you don't know when it's gonna die. Fidget spinner people thought is going to go up and start going steady for multiple months, but actually was only a few months and then died off. I know that at a personal level, me and my partners, we have done this product. We made a lot of money, but then at the end, it just died off, and we got stuck with 2,000 to 3,000 units. That luckily was only cost us $1.25 to get each product, so it was very easy, and we made a lot of money. That was like, hey, it's good to go, and we just let it go. So anything with toys that are fads, and also with toys, not only fads. If anybody wants to get into toys, I recommend do simple products in toys. Do not go ahead and get. I've seen once a product that has this marbles balls and everything. That's a choke hazard. So I'll try to do a very simple one if I want to do toys and games, and it's very, very profitable, especially in Christmas time. But anything trendy, forget about it. Number 7 is going to be dangerous products. Dangerous products, you need to avoid them because it has a huge liability, and you might need insurance, and you're increasing the chance of getting sued if something happens, especially in the States. United States, they have very tight, very loose, I believe, loose law where anybody sues anybody. So anything with knives, guns, anything that can make fires, anything that can harm someone, I think you should leave it alone until you become experienced and you know what you're doing. Other than that, I will never do them. Even me, I will never do dangerous goods, honestly. As soon as I see something there's bad, I just avoid it. Why should I get into that headache? So avoid them. So dangerous product. Number 8 is hazmat and lithium ion batteries. So any product that has a lithium battery, like technology we said, but if it's a lithium battery by themselves, whether it's power banks, construction tools with only replacement lithium batteries, I think you should avoid them. Why? Because it has a very tedious process of getting accepted. Has a big hazmat application that you need to fill, and because it has restrictive transport and storage regulations. So since I believe Samsung Note 7 and the hoverboard, and when they were start exploding, becomes very tight for transportation, not only through Amazon, through any freight forwarder like FedEx, UPS, or any other transportation company. They have restrictions. So that's why they want to make sure it's safe. And if you realize now, even when you create your listing, has a big tab in your listing only about lithium batteries and what kind of lithium battery, because they want to make sure they don't get any hazardous products. So I'll avoid lithium ion batteries until you get more experience and you know how to get the best certifications to get accepted. Now, number 9, too heavy for products. Now, too heavy, please. I'm one of the guys who like heavy products, and I'm a heavyweight too anyways. So I like too heavy, but not for beginners, because it requires experience. And if you realize I did my product research video, I think you should go ahead and check it. I'm gonna put a card somewhere here, I think, or here, that you can go and watch my product research. And I go in depth about a lot of categories and a lot of how to do your product research. Heavy products requires you to have experience. First of all, you need to have a bigger capital because these kind of products are going to require you to have, you require to ship by sea, which means they're going to take 30 days to 60 days, 30 days for shipping plus another 30 days for manufacturing, which is a long time for to get the products into Amazon. So you need to order multiple products or a few months ahead stock ahead of time, just to make sure that you don't run out of stock. So that's going to require that, which means it's going to require you a bigger budget as well. So in the beginning, I'll try to avoid them, even if the shipping and Amazon fees are higher. But there's a lot of heavy products that you can make good money with them. But as a beginner, as a newbie, I really highly recommend to avoid them in the beginning until you get the experience necessary. Number 10, which is compete with big brands. Any big brand hold majority of the market share. So I'm not gonna go ahead and launch shoes and I'm gonna say, hey, I'm gonna compete with Nike. It's not gonna happen. If you go ahead and find a product and you see the main page, in the main page, all of them are big brands or that well-known brands, it's a product you don't want to get into because they're making the majority of the market share. In some instances, yes, you can do it, but most of the time, you need a really experienced eye to be able to do it. So I try to avoid them in the beginning. Any big brands, avoid them. They have a bigger budget. They can spend more money on PPC. They have a big team that will be able to do their images, their listing, optimize everything for them. Even in some instances, a lot of big brands, actually, they don't know how to do it. But if they are really competing on price and on PPC, is very hard for us to do it, especially in the beginning. Number 11 is going to be complicated to use products, or they need assembly. This is the same thing as technology, basically, because if they're very complicated and need to assembly, a lot of customers or buyers, they will just keep away from it. If they need to assemble it, or they don't know how to read the instructions correctly, it's just going to keep people away, and it's going to be very complicated. So there needs to be very simple assembly, not something very complicated, hard to do, like the image that I have here for you. Imagine you give them an iPhone, it's like, hey, the DIY, make your own phone. It's just too complicated. It's going to be very, very small niche that's going to do it. Let's go ahead and talk about number 12, your own invention. Oh my, oh my, oh my. I've seen this all the time. Hey man, I got the next big idea. I'm going to kill it. I have something nobody has. All right, man, just calm down. Let's talk about it first. This is not the platform for it. If you have a new invention and you're trying to bring it to the market, it's very hard for you to be successful, or the chance of being successful is very low. And if you're gonna spend money and you have a product up front, it's very hard for you to know 100% is gonna work. So I believe, and I know for a fact, Amazon is about finding a market or a niche that works, or product that works, and you improve on it. And that's what you need to do. Is basically you find something that, hey, been approved in the sales, many sellers are making money off it, and then you'll be able just to make it better, differentiate yourself, and launch that product. But come with your inventions. I don't think it's a platform. It's going to be more platform as a Kickstarter. It could be Indiegogo, stuff like that. Yes, you can do it, but to validate the idea. But as an Amazon products, I don't believe is the best thing. And imagine that. Imagine this picture, guys. Imagine. I don't know what it is. Using this toilet roller for. I've seen a lot, I guess. So, number 13, gated categories, guys. Gated categories, a lot of categories are ungated on Amazon, but some of them, some of the subcategories are gated. So you need gated. So you need to make sure that any product that you will source, that you're able to sell on Amazon, or this category is open for you. So how you do that? I'm gonna give you a few tips. Is basically try to list the product ahead of time. So before you order the product, just make a skeleton listing, create one in the category. If you can do it, that's good, that's awesome. Leave it for 2 weeks. Make sure there's any flags. Amazon doesn't stop it or doesn't make it inactive, doesn't suspend it. And the second thing you can do is basically emailing Amazon seller support and asking them, hey, I would like to know if there's any restrictions on my product, or any restrictions on my account not to be able to sell this product on that specific category, or if there's anything else I need to be able to sell that product. This email that you're gonna get is gonna be approved for you to help you in case something happens in the future. And all the ungating is not guaranteed. So do that few steps is gonna make sure, is gonna help you to reduce the risk of you selling a product that you're not able to sell. Number 14 is variation. It's more complicated than you think. I see a lot of people are very excited when they come in, especially beginners. Beginners are, please do not do it. Variation is very, very hard. Why? You will need a bigger capital. You need to find a lot of variation. Some of them are gonna work. For example, you're doing 5, maybe 2 of them are gonna sell. The rest are not gonna sell, so you're gonna get stuck with some products that not selling, not moving, which is gonna be hard for you. The other thing, you need multiple UPC codes to be able to structure it, and there's multiple structure of doing a variation. It could be on the same listing, or you separate them as a hack. That's another thing. Then the most importantly, which is a lot of people struggle about, is PPC. How to run PPC. So imagine you having 5 products. That means you need to run PPC for 5 products and manage them at the same time and optimizing them. That requires a lot of work and a lot of experience. So I do not recommend them. Please get a simple product. And if you decide to do a product, do not do the variation. Do what's the best seller. And then from there, you can build a variation and try to get more colors or sizes involved. Number 15, textile. Textile, it's a product that I don't believe is something you need to get into. It's very hard to differentiate. There's not much. It's only a piece of fabric. What are you going to do with it? Just do colors, and I don't know. I don't see anything else you can do with it. And there's a lot of returns. Why there's a lot of returns? Because maybe they didn't like the color. They didn't like the feel of it. Maybe the roll is not long enough for them. And maybe the fabric is not as described, or whatever it is. It's very hard to explain. It's very hard to persuade the buyer or the client, hey, this is my best product. So I'll try to avoid them as much as possible, and actually it's a little bit hard to source. Number 16, which is most of us do in the beginning, and a lot of people still do it, a product based on what you love rather than on the market. Oh my. I remember when the first time I did this. I took my wife's opinion, and she told me, oh my God, look at this. This is a cute product. I was like, oh my God, yes, we're gonna do it. I took this product, launched it, sucked. Why? Because I'm taking my friends and family, my wife or whatever it is, relatives, of what's cute or what's nice to do. And that's not something you wanna deal with. Amazon is about data. So anything, if the data tells me it's good, I'm gonna go with it. If data tells me no good, I'm not going with it. I'm not gonna go because my wife, my girlfriend, my boyfriend, my cousin liked it. No, I'm gonna go with the data. I wanna see the majority of people, what they like, and I'm gonna sell them what they like. So forget about it and let it go, please. Just let it go. You don't need to do that. Let it go. And this is something I see a lot of sellers do, and they get attached to it. No, it's gonna help. No, just let it go. All right. Now, let's talk about the trends and some real examples of a product that I have seen almost on a daily basis with some of the clients or consultations that I do. It's about trends and a product that are past. Do not do them. First of all, fidget spinners. We know that was gone, and most of you know it. So this is not good. Angle rulers. Let it go. It's not working. Actually, I did a video about how I almost lost $10,000 on my first products, and this was one of them. So go ahead. I'm gonna put a link also. You can go ahead and watch it so you can learn from it. It's really gonna help you. Letter boards are gone. Chalkboards, the regular chalkboard, the mini chalkboard. It's too competitive. Not much to differentiate. It's gone. Baby bibs. Anything with silicone or bandana, done. Diaper bags, posture corrector. It's one of the products that I had one of my clients who had it, made a ton of money, but after that it's dead. Why? Because very cheap products. Very cheap product. Cheap product, a lot of competition. You buy it for a few dollars and you can sell it for higher, so competition becomes very big unless you have a really, really big budget to do it. Nursing, car seats, stroller covers, scratch-off maps. Actually, this is a patented product as well. So a lot of people are selling, making money of it, especially in Q4, which is fourth quarter, is huge. But after that, it just died. Forget about it. Lock picks is done. Amazon doesn't, is a restricted product. So these stuff you don't need you guys to do, and let them go. And if there is more, I'll let you know. But everything starts with a good product research. Also watch my video that I have done for you guys. It's really, really gonna help you to choose the right product. Now let's talk about the last thing, which is going to be about about the restricted products and what the products that Amazon says they're restricted and you cannot sell. So if you come to that link, and I'm going to try to leave it in the comment section, not the comment section, in the description section for you guys to go to it right away. It's basically going to tell you all the products that you cannot sell and what categories and what the things that you cannot sell. So you can come to any product, for example, let's say dietary and supplement, and it's going to tell you the compliance checklist, what the labeling needs, the detail page, everything that you need to know if you were about to sell that product, what are the restricted products, and everything you need. So if you have a product you're not sure about, you come here, you go to the category that you need, you go to you're going to go to the page and you find everything that you need to know about. At the end of it, there's other restricted products. Here is more targeted. It's going to tell you exactly what the product that you cannot sell on Amazon. So for example, Confederate flag merchandise, coupon, domain names, drop site crypts, ethanol stuff, mystery boxes, which is huge on eBay. You cannot sell them. So a lot of big list here, guys, of the things that you cannot sell, and you'll be able to get into them and see. And here on the side also you have related article, which is the most what people are frequently asked, or what people really search the most, and you'll be able to find a lot of things here as well. This is it. I hope you really liked that video. I hope you added a lot of value. Please, if you like it, subscribe, leave your comments. If there's any video you want me to do, please let me know in the comment. I'll be able to do it. And thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.